Have you ever wondered what really separates a team that's firing on all cylinders from one that's just pure chaos? Well, today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the hidden operating system that makes all the difference. We're talking about management. Let's get into it. I mean, think about it. You've probably seen a project that just completely spiraled out of control, right? Deadlines get blown, budgets explode, and the team's morale just hits rock bottom. It's a story we've all heard or maybe even lived through. But what's really going on there? What's at the heart of that mess? Well, the answer, more often than not, is actually pretty simple. It all comes down to effective management. You can think of it as the invisible software that keeps the whole machine running smoothly. Without it, you're just asking for system errors and constant crashes. But when you have it, that's when you actually get things done. So, what is this operating system of management really? The best way to think about it is like a powerful toolkit. It's filled with all the essential instruments you need to build success. So let's go ahead and open it up and see what we're working with. Okay, so at its core, management is all about taking the resources you have, we're talking people, money, time, you name it, and using them to hit a specific goal. But here's the kicker, and this is important. It's not just about being busy. It's about doing the right things the right way. That's the huge difference between just spinning your wheels and actually being productive. And this whole process really breaks down into 5 essential tools. First up, you have to plan. This is where you set your goals and draw the roadmap to get there. Then you organize your resources to actually follow that map. Next, you direct the team, leading and motivating them. After that, you control, which just means you're keeping an eye on your progress. And finally, you coordinate, making sure all the different pieces are working together like a well-oiled machine. This classic quote just absolutely nails it. At the end of the day, management isn't really about charts or spreadsheets. It's about people. It's about empowering them, guiding them, and helping them come together to achieve something that none of them could do alone. Now, the reason these tools are so powerful is that they're all built on a foundation of core principles. And these principles are true no matter where you are or what you're doing, whether it's a tiny tech startup or a giant global corporation. So what are they? Well, first, management is universal. It applies everywhere. It's always goal-oriented. You have to be aiming for something. It's a continuous process, not a one-and-done task. It's also multidisciplinary, pulling in ideas from psychology, economics, you name it. And maybe most importantly, it has to be dynamic, because let's face it, the world is always changing. Okay, so we've defined what management is, but let's get real for a second. Why does any of this matter so much? What is the actual real-world impact of getting this right versus getting it completely wrong? Oh, the payoff is absolutely massive. Great management means you're using your resources efficiently. We're talking less wasted time, less wasted money. It means you actually hit your goals. It helps you adapt to change instead of getting run over by it. It boosts productivity, and ultimately, it gives you the stability you need to survive and grow. All right, enough with the theory. Let's see how this toolkit actually gets put to use in the real world, in the day-to-day grind. So first, it's really important to get this distinction down, management versus administration. Think of it this way. Administration is like the architect. They're the ones at the top, creating the vision, the policies, the blueprint. Management, on the other hand, is like the construction foreman. They're on the ground, taking that blueprint and making sure the building actually gets built, and built right. And this work happens across 3 main levels. Way up at the top, you'll have your executives making those big strategic decisions about where the company is headed 5, 10 years from now. Then in the middle, you've got your managers who turn those big ideas into actual concrete plans. And down on the front lines, you have supervisors who guide the day-to-day work. Okay, let's try a real-world scenario. Imagine this. You just took over as manager of a hotel. The problem? Your team has 0 energy, morale is in the gutter, and the guest reviews are just tanking. Not good. So you've got your management toolkit. You walk into this situation. What's the very first tool you're going to reach for to start turning this ship around? If you said directing, you are absolutely spot on. This isn't a systems problem. It's a people problem. It's about a lack of motivation, a lack of purpose. So the solution is to use that directing tool to lead, to inspire, and to rebuild that sense of teamwork. It's all about clear communication, recognizing people's hard work, and showing them how what they do every day matters. Okay, let's try another one. A supermarket is bleeding money. Why? Because the most popular items are always sold out, while other stuff just sits on the shelves until it expires. It is a complete and total inventory nightmare. Now, this time, it's not about morale. This is a process problem, a system that's broken. So which tool from our kit are you going to use to fix this operational mess? The answer here is all about the controlling function. See, the chaos is coming from a total lack of information. So by monitoring the sales data, by tracking what's on the shelves, and by comparing the real results to what you plan for, you can finally bring some order back. It's all about creating those feedback loops so you can stop problems before they even start. All right, we've covered a lot of grounds: the what, the why, and the how. So after all of this, what's the one big idea you should walk away with? It's this: management is so much more than just a job title on an org chart. It's the active, living, breathing engine that turns a plan into a reality. It turns chaos into order, and it turns a group of individuals into a truly high-performing team. And that leaves us with one final, pretty interesting question to think about. We've seen the science, right? The processes, the systems, the tools, but we also know there's a real art to it. It takes intuition, empathy, and creativity to really lead people. So what do you think? Is great management more of an art or more of a science? Something to chew on. Thanks for tuning in.